Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. It's Saturday here, the first Saturday in March, and I'm home from being with Lauren this past week at college, and so I'm going to do a video, and I hope to do a couple today. But if you don't see me again till next weekend, I will be back. Today we're going to have a good chicken casserole, and I'm going to use my home canned chicken. Now you could use chicken that you buy and boil and then cube up, but I'm going to use some out of my pantry, which is very convenient, and if you haven't canned chicken, you need to can you some. I'll try to remember to leave the link below to when I canned chicken. Some of y'all don't like the cream of soup. You can make your own or substitute with what you usually substitute with if you don't use it. It has some onion soup mix in it. It's very flavorful and good. It uses instant rice, which I don't use a lot. I don't use a lot of instant rice, but that's what's in today's recipe. I've got everything measured out and ready so we can get it going. I'm going to preheat my June oven, and then I'll bring y'all over here or tilt the camera where you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get the casserole put together and on the road to having lunch. I'll be right back. The first thing I want to do is spray my pan, and it's a 9x13 with some kitchen spray. That way it won't stick and be easier to clean. Then I'll set it aside, and we'll start mixing up our casserole. Now, I need to put, I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken in. Let me get my opener. Pour that out. Let me see. The recipe calls for a ½ cup of water, so I'm going to take the broth off of this chicken and use it instead, and I've got more than a ½ cup. I actually got a cup, so I'll just use a half of that. I'm going to get my cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup in here. One of these days, I might get health-minded enough to quit using these canned soups, but right now, folks, I'm doing good to get stuff cooked. I'm going to go ahead and add a ½ cup of this chicken broth. And I'll save that other half because I'm going to be making something else, hopefully. I'm just going to mix this a little bit. This is easy. You just mix it all together, and then you put it over in your 9x13 and bake it till it's bubbly, because everything is already cooked. We need 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. The wind's blowing so bad, I keep hearing things, and it's the wind blowing stuff around. We've got lots of wind today, but we got sunshine, so I'm excited. Okay. I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and then I've added a tablespoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a little bit of a sandwich sprinkle that I get from Penzeys, or I got from Penzeys at some point, and it just adds a good flavor. Black pepper makes you sneeze and cough sometimes if you breathe it wrong. Adding in my onion soup mix. stir that in. We used to make a casserole years ago, Mama did, that was regular rice, and it had cream of mushroom soup and onion soup mix. I gotta look that up. That's a good one. Mama would just cut her chicken up and lay those whole bony pieces around in there and cook it, and oh my, it was delicious. I'm gonna get a whisk here, and I'm gonna add in my 2 1/4 cups of regular sweet milk. Now, y'all may not call it sweet milk. We've talked about this before. That's what we always called it. Milk was either sweet milk or buttermilk when I was growing up at our house. Maybe I grew up in the country. I don't know. Well, I do know I grew up in a little country town of Cleveland, and I've lived here all my life. Now, when I was a kid, my daddy roughnecked. If y'all know what that is, it's a roustabout on a drilling rig for oil. And in the summer, when school was out, if Dad's rig was away from home, we would go to wherever the rig was, and they'd rent usually a little hut of some kind, because we had to keep our home in Cleveland and didn't have much money, but we would go for the summer. So I got to live a few different little towns in the summer with us going with Daddy. But my whole life, I went all 12 years of school to Cleveland High School. To Cleveland, and graduated Cleveland High School. So this little country town is where I've lived all my life. Okay, I added in 2 cups of minute rice, and I'm just going to put my chicken in, and it calls for 3 cups of cooked chicken. Well, I know this is a quart, but it had some liquid in it, and if I had used chicken that I just boiled, I could cube it, but this, is some that I've pressure canned, and it's going to shred, and that's okay. It's not going to be in cubes. Now, let me rinse my hands off, and then I'll get it in my pan. I'm going to add a little cheese to it, folks. Y'all know how I am. Be right back. I think while I'm over here, I'll put my dirty dishes out of the way. And put my cans in the trash. Since y'all are visiting with me and can hear me rattling around, I'll let you know what I'm doing. Okay, let me get the cheese out of the icebox. Now, the recipe does not call for cheese, but I like cheese, so I'm going to add about a cup of cheese. And if I had time, I would have sauteed some onion and bell pepper to put in it, but time is of essence today because I have one day to do everything. This is Saturday. Then tomorrow I have church, and Lauren and I will be going back to A&M, so I've got to hurry and get everything done today because I want to visit with y'all a little bit this week. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I always get my recipe card out and make sure I've got everything in there. And it's chicken, onion soup mix, cream of mushroom and chicken soup, milk, sour cream, and it called for water, but remember I used the chicken broth off of my chicken, salt and pepper, and then I added onion and garlic powder. So I've got everything in there. Let me get me a spatula. And I'll get it in my pan. How easy is that? If you'll look, they talk a lot about meal planning. If you will look and see, say you want to make this casserole and that casserole and this dish next week, if you'll just look at the ingredients and shop and have it on hand in your cupboard, it's easy to make a good meal for your family. Now, of course, I'm going to make something green to go with this. I think I'm going to make a little broccoli casserole, and I'll probably film it because I have some leftover broccoli and some leftover rice, and I'm just going to make a little side dish to go with this. So I will probably film that and let y'all watch it, but it'll be the video after this or one coming up. So I could just do a salad, but I don't have any tomatoes, and if I don't have tomatoes, My salad just ain't very good to me. I like lettuce and tomatoes in my salad, and a lot more stuff too if I had it. But I'm going to get over there and get this in the June and let it cook, and then I'll come back and talk to y'all a little bit about my garden. Okay, y'all, I got the casserole out, and I actually cooked it for 55 minutes to get it brown all the way across the top. It's just light brown. And I think I can serve it up and it'll stay in a solid piece instead of falling apart. When it cools just a little bit more, I'll put some on a plate and show y'all what it looks like. I still can't smell, so I'd be lying if I told you it smelled amazing. I'm sure it does, but I can't smell it. So I'll be back in a minute, put some on a plate and show y'all what's going on. Okay, I took one portion out, and you can see you can just scoop it right out, and it stays in shape on the plate. It is absolutely delicious. I just want to sit down and eat right now, and I'm going to do that right now in a minute. I'll delete that one. Here's what it looks like in a serving plate, and it's good. I'm finna eat me some. Okay, y'all. I already got me a little bite when I was dipping it out. That is absolutely delicious. The flavors are just, man, it's a comfort food. Now, you could have left the cheese out and it would still be a comfort food. I'm going to sprinkle some green onions on the top when I fix my plate directly, or when I eat what I've got plated up. And I'm going to make some side dishes, and I will try to film and get them edited. But as most of y'all know, we have a situation in our family that's very sad with Richard. He is on hospice. He doesn't have but days left. And I don't know what this week holds. So this may be the only video y'all get this week. And I might get to pop back on with another one. But we're just holding on to the good Lord's hand. Richard's got everything right between him and God. He's ready to go. Heaven's his next residence. He's given us his address change. He's fixing to change his address and be in his permanent home. Y'all just keep us in your prayers. We are thankful for salvation, thankful that the Lord is an on-time God, and He gives us hope, and He gives us joy, and He brings peace to a broken heart. I'm going to get lunch fixed, and I'll try to do something else for y'all, but if not, just hang around and say a prayer for us, and I'll be back as soon as I can get back. The good Lord bless and keep y'all. Y'all better be thinking about planting your garden. I better add this in here. A lot of shelves are empty. Don't know what's going on. If you haven't started stocking a pantry, a few things that you might get is beans and rice, oatmeal, things that'll fill your tummy up and keep you full for a while. Flour, cornmeal, baking powders, baking soda, and salt. You can make cornbread and biscuits. You need buttermilk powder or powdered milk. I love to use buttermilk powder, and you can usually get that in the baking section at your grocery store. I know King Arthur has it. Several places you can order it. But if you have the ability to have sweet milk and buttermilk, and you have your oil on hand, maybe some Crisco or some lard, flour and cornmeal, and sugar and salt, baking powders, baking soda, you can make a lot of stuff that'll fill your stomach up. So that's just a few things, if some of y'all haven't started stocking at all, that you might put in your pantry, because you know what? We don't ever know what's going to happen in our land. And we may not be able to get the things that we're used to just running to the store and getting. And when you can't get the stuff you're used to just running up to Sonic or Chick-fil-A and getting, and you have to cook at home, you might ought to have something at home to cook. Okay, y'all, do your diligence. If you don't like what I'm saying, do a little bit of research. I'm telling you the truth. It'll be wise to have a little bit of extra stuff on your shelf, just in case of some kind of an emergency. The good Lord keep y'all. Make some good food and put it on your table. Don't talk about what's going on in the world and upset your children, your grandchildren, or your family members. I can hear bad news, and when I go lay down in the bed, I pull the curtain down, I forget about it, give it to the Lord, and I go to sleep. Everybody's not that way. My daughter's not that way. She's a worrier. Don't let worry, I'm going to repeat myself, and the what ifs steal the joy of this day, the present, the gift that God has given you. If you can change a situation, change it. Get off of your doo-pah and change it. And if you can't change it, give it to the one that can. And he can do what he wants to with it. Just trust him. But don't worry and fret about what happens. Oh, what if that happens here? I don't know what I'll do. Where would I go? What would I do? Where would I hide? Psalms 91 is a good place to hide. Go read it. But the best thing you can do is enjoy each day. Like I've said, get all the sugar out of today you can. We're not promised tomorrow. All we have is the present. This gift. Enjoy today. Pray about our country. Pray about protection. But just give it to God and enjoy the day that you have. I'm going to get busy eating me a plate of this casserole, or a helping, not a whole plate full. And I will see y'all again just as soon as I can. The Lord bless you.